Yeah, you clicked on this video. You weren't trying to hear no analysis or anything. I know if you're watching this and you clicked on it, you definitely one of them people that walk into class, you got it on your headphones, you listening to Erwin Speech, rage hard style. Well, I've seen the comments on those videos. Everyone's getting their PR lifting to this. What do they think I'm listening to versus what I'm actually listening to? I can't even lie. I am you too. The Erwin Speech to me is when Attack on Titan took an almost entirely new, different turn, and it was always super serious. It was always super dark. But then it was honestly, they were doing a almost societal analysis on people and dreams and death on a whole nother level, incorporated already within their deep show with deep morals and deep character motivations. So it really did, for me, make me like the show even more. I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you know the setup a little bit, but I'll just give you a little reminder. Beast Titan basically traps the scouts. The scouts need to get through the Beast Titan to advance. Erwin and the scouts really have no chance of beating the Beast Titan because he's fighting them at a distance, and obviously there's no trees or anything around him. It's a whole field, so they're basically dead, and then the Colossal and the Attack Titan are right behind them, so they're in a really bad situation. Erwin gives the speech, and yes, I'm gonna play it, so if you want to either skip ahead, but I'm sure if you're watching this, you want to listen to it.
There's no point standing around. We'll only be showered by more boulders. Ready your horses on the double!
Be honest, are all of us riding to our deaths?
Yes, we are.
And since we're dying anyway, you're saying that it's better if we at least die fighting?
I am.
But wait, if we'll die anyway, then who cares what we do? We could just disobey your orders, and it wouldn't mean a thing, would it?
Yes, you're precisely right. Everything that you thought had meaning, every hope, dream, or moment of happiness, none of it matters as you lie bleeding out on the battlefield. None of it changes what a speeding rock does to a body. We all die. But does that mean our lives are meaningless? Does that mean that there was no point in our being born? Would you say that of our slain comrades? What about their lives? Were they meaningless? They were not! Their memory serves as an example to us all! The courageous fallen, the anguished fallen, their lives have meaning because we, the living, refuse to forget them! And as we ride to certain death, we trust our successors to do the same for us! Because my soldiers do not buckle or yield when faced with the cruelty of this world! My soldiers push forward! My soldiers scream out! My soldiers rage!
Was that not just like the most hyped thing you've seen in your life? Alright, so let's just break it down a little bit, right? First of all, one cool little nugget. When I was watching this and watched Attack on Titan the first time, it wasn't until I rewatched the whole show like a year later did I even remember that Flock was even there. I'm probably just an idiot for that, but Attack on Titan really knows how to have a side character seem useless and then seem important later. You have all these scouts essentially realize that they're bound to death no matter what. So they, of course, draw the conclusion that it really doesn't matter at this point if they listen to him or not, and they can essentially choose how they die. And then Erwin is like, death is essentially the end for everyone, right? No, regardless of anything, when you die, you're over. Your life is over. And does that mean that everyone that dies is useless? He basically says, regardless of if you died here, or if you died elsewhere, or if you died being useful, the end goal of death is the same for everyone. You're dead. Does it matter? Does that mean your life doesn't matter? It's like, no, you can still die and live with a purpose, inspire those who you leave behind, move on and make a difference before your death and have an impact that will change the present. Just because you're dead doesn't mean you still can't affect the world of the living. And essentially motivating his troops in that way of, yes, everyone before us has died too. Does that mean their lives were meaningless? Of course not. And then as they charge, you have to think too. Erwin could have not led the charge, but he knew if he didn't lead the charge, none of the other soldiers would have charged after them. And if he's leading them to their deaths, he might as well be the one to charge with them too. And it was an insanely motivational moment because he did not buckle or fear in the face of death. He kept on advancing and advancing. And honestly, everyone watching that knew Erwin was going to do that because of how he was when they were retrieving Eren, when he was in the Titan's mouth still yelling charge and charge. It really shows his true nature, and the fact that Erwin is honestly just built different and is one of the best characters, and they should have saved him instead of Armin, especially some of the stuff Armin does later. Don't get me on to the end of the show, but Erwin would not have let that shit slide, man. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed reliving this moment with me. And don't forget, we're just getting started. We're going to stay consistent, and I will see you in the next video.